Alright, we've completed Final Fantasy 12. I still had a lot of fun with this game. There are a lot of things that were different compared to the original PS2 version that made the game a little bit more obnoxious, but overall I really enjoyed it. So, as we normally do, let's go through with some thoughts. I have some rough notes here. Right, story and the overall narrative. I really liked it. The story is still very good. It's aged quite well. There was some weird bits near the end, like with Vane. Not entirely sure why he would continue fighting, or Vanar. If they've completed their goal, surely they'd just pull back a little bit and just like rein in the Empire more and just like make peace. Maybe they were trying to clean things up by sacrificing themselves. Didn't really make sense, didn't have to do it, didn't seem necessary. But yeah, if Vanar had completed her goal at the point where, what's his name? Redus destroyed the crystal, at that point it was surely their victory. So yeah, that bit I found a bit weird. And also, story-wise, it would be nice to see more of the big bad guys. I can't remember what they're called. So the other people who are like Vanar, ruling the Ivalice from the background. Because I think Vane and Vanar and Sid, they have a bit of a Thanos thing going, where the motivations for what they're doing is actually very interesting, and it's a very strong motivation to be doing what they're doing. So it's a shame that they didn't play more on that to make the villains a little bit more likable, because I think they've cut off quite a bit to make them just like, these are the bad guys and you don't need to feel sorry for them or anything like that. But I think that was a sort of missed opportunity there. I think that's Barn and Penella when they're younger. So yeah, what a shame. But overall, I think the story is still very good. It still holds up to today. It's Final Fantasy Star Wars, very much, as everyone has been saying. So yeah, in that regard, is there anything else I want to say about the story? The pacing was about right. It kept going at a reasonable pace. I sort of broke it up with side quests as I felt, so I never felt like the story is forcing me to do something, or what was it? I felt like I had to do some side quest stuff. So yeah, I felt the game eased you through the story quite well. I mean, it's been about 80 hours worth of gameplay. Look at that stud. So yeah, pacing-wise, story, content, I think everything was fine aside from the little bits that I mentioned. So in that regard, I'd probably give the story a solid 9 out of 10. Let me write this down quickly. So, for those who don't remember, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-part scoring system I'm using. Just for a general overview, and then we'll do an average across the whole lot. So characters, their design, personality development, and whether they were believable or not. I think design-wise and personality-wise, they were all great. They all had their motivations, they all had their unique characters, and they sort of bounced off each other very well. It's one of the reasons I really like this game. All the characters work well together. The only downside is there is no clear main character. It's more like, here's a cast view, and they're all sort of doing their thing. It's sort of like a TV show, like in, what's it called, Battlestar Galactica or SG-1, all those old sci-fi shows. There is no one main character. Like in Star Wars though, you could probably gravitate towards Luke being the main character, and everyone is a strong supporting cast. But in this game, I don't feel like there's a strong main one. You would have thought it might be Ash, but she's sort of relegated to like an equal role compared to everyone else. One thing I didn't like, no one else minds it, but I did not like Vaughn calling Ash by her name. He is a subject of Rabanasta. He would have afforded her a little bit more respect, but that could be a thing to do with age. But it might suit his character, I don't know, in that regard. So yeah. So design, personality, great. Everyone bounced off each other. Are they believable? Yes, they all acted accordingly. I don't think anyone did anything odd during that story, or went out of character. Is a better way to put it. In terms of development, Vaughn and Penelope never got any. They're sort of just. I think everyone else agrees with me at this point, but they sort of just carried on. They sort of like they started there as like the introduction for the player and everything like that, and they just stuck around with the group. They had no real motivation to carry on and whatnot. They could have just gone home and everything would have been fine. But they just kept with it. So, yeah, they had no development. They sort of stayed the same. Maybe Vaughn got a little bit with the Sky Pirate thing. But I think the main developments we have would be Ash and Barsh. Barsh especially, from being in prison. So there's a good amount of development there. And her going from wanting vengeance to restoring a kingdom and then becoming a more responsible ruler later on and just settling into that role of ruler. I think Ash did very well there. Because when you first met her, she was quite prickly and she was quite happy to stab you in the back all for vengeance and all for her kingdom at that point. But she chilled out, and that's great, and she bounced off Balthier quite a lot. But the other four, they sort of stayed relatively similar. Balthier was always Balthier, Fran was always Fran, and same with the two young ones as well. So yeah, for characters, I don't think they've really done anything wrong there. I think they've given 10 out of 10 for that. So characters, 10 out of 10. Right. Continue now. The music. I don't think there's much to say about that. The music's fantastic. Nothing really wowed me like in Expedition 33. But it's aged incredibly well. All the music set the scene perfectly for where they are. Whether it's aged right, don't know, but it worked well for the scenes that was needed. So, if it was like 10 years ago, give it 10 out of 10. But just given its age a little bit, I think, although it might be a little unfair, just to score it 9 out of 10. Mainly because I've heard better in modern day standards. So yeah, it's good, but didn't go above and beyond. So that's my thoughts on it. Right, gameplay and gameplay loop, the mechanics and game and loop. Right, first thing I would say is, do not like hidden side quests. I think that's something that's just evolved over time since the days of this being released. Like there are lots of like chocobo, like the cockatrices and everything. I didn't do that quest in the end, but yeah, wasn't a huge fan of needing to find things, look things up, and then try and find how to do these extra bits. There's a few obnoxious things here and there where the game doesn't tell you where to do. You have to go look for it yourself, finding clues and everything like that. Again, back in the day, that was acceptable. It was a bit of a bloat. You have to explore everything, talk to all the NPCs and everything like that. And as a kid, I had no issues with that. If I was a 16-year-old playing this game right now, with all the time in the world, I would love all the secrets. But as an adult, whose time is more precious these days, because I don't have all the time in the world to play games, don't appreciate them making me go around in circles to complete a quest. And very thankful for looking things up. So that's the negative I'd give this game. And that is not aged very well in regards to the side quests. In regards to mechanics of battle and the gameplay loop, fantastic. It was ahead of its time. I've said this before whilst I was streaming. I can see why people didn't like it 15 years ago. There was nothing like it at all. But today, though, given all the other action RPGs that have come out, it's fantastic. I think the game's well ahead of time, and playing it today has worked very well. So, with that consideration in place, and given the fact I did not like the some of the side quests, but everything else is fine. I love the hunts. One very obnoxious thing, very bad sin for compared to the PS2 version. Why in God's name, Square Enix, did you make spells and equipment far more obnoxious to get and hidden behind hidden chests or RNG mechanics? I didn't get a single rib in that game, and there was absolutely no need for that at all. You're just bloating the game out for no apparent reason. So yeah, um, Zodiac system though, the whole class, I love that. It's great. The theory crafting and uh, weighing benefits and cons with different classes and mixing them together, very good. It reminded very much of Baldur's Gate 3, but at a much lighter level. So yeah, several cons there, but overall, I think I would give this 8 out of 10 for the gameplay. Hey, Black Rose, how are you doing? Uh, actually, let's actually quickly, whilst he can't hear me. There you are. Hey, thanks for the luck. Cool. So that's 4 points so far. And the last one, graphics. Right, well, you're just going to score not great in this. The visuals are fine. They're fine. They're suitable for 2026. But that's all it is. There are several points where the camera zooms in and the graphics are, and the textures are absolutely terrible. Several of the doors, I noticed that very well. But for a 2026 game, it's fine. It does the job. It is a remaster. It's not a remake. So, but sets the scene fine. The textures could do with more HDifying or 4K and stuff like that, but yeah. So graphically, it's not a lot to write home about. I'm just going to give it a straight 7 out of 10. Cool. So that's my points. So what we got? Let's average this out quickly. So we have a 9 plus 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 equals 43. You divide that by 5. So the score I gave it, overall score is 8.6 out of 10. I think that's fairly fair. I mean, that's a very high score. Probably rated close to 8 out of 10 for 2026 standards for the standard lot, but I think that's fairly fair. Cool. So that's what it is. Would I recommend it for 2026 players? Absolutely. If you like RPGs and JRPGs in general, it's definitely a title worth hitting up, especially even if it's 2026. For those wanting nostalgia like I did, definitely go for it. It's a lot of hours to invest into it. I mean, if you want to do everything, I spent 80 hours or so playing. But yeah, I absolutely love it. So yeah, I highly recommend this game. Who would I not recommend this game to? Can't really say actually. I think this game's overall a very good package to play through if you have the time. There are probably better games out there to play, but if you ever get the chance, definitely go for it. Cool. Right, well, we've only done an hour and 10 minutes, so I think this is where I'm going to call it for this time being. So let me pause the recording for now.